Another bit of transfer action in deadline week as Óscar Estupiñán makes the permanent switch to go to Mexico. It's the deal that we've all seen coming for quite some time, especially the Mexico move, if not the leave to leave the club full stop, has kind of been in the pipeline since the start of the summer preparations under Tim Walter, and especially with the two new signings of both our strikers and the rumoured new striker that is going to be a shock to the system coming in. Óscar Estupiñán takes the money, he runs to Mexico to join Liga MX side Juárez, I believe that's how you pronounce it, on an undisclosed fee. So in this video I'll be going through what Hull City have said on the departure of Óscar Estupiñán, also my thoughts on the signing over in Mexico and the departure obviously for Hull City for the striker, and obviously what it could mean for the Tim Walter master plan as Walter Ball starts to take a little bit more shape. So Hull City have said Estupiñán moves to Mexico. Woo! The Colombian forward Óscar Estupiñán has completed a permanent move to Mexican Liga MX side Juárez for an undisclosed fee. The 27-year-old frontman scored 15 goals in 45 appearances for the Tigers after moving to East Yorkshire in July of 2022. The one-time Colombian international finished as top scorer with 13 strikes in his first season. Of course, a brilliant first season for him. A brilliant start to that season where he pretty much grabbed, I think, 10 goals or 9 or 10 goals within the first few months, grabbing a Championship Player of the Month award and all sorts of stuff like that. And then really the defenders started to catch on how to play against Óscar Estupiñán, and the goals have sort of dried up since then. And obviously he netted once in his second season before the loan spell to French side FC Metz, and of course subsequently the Brazilian club Bahia, which is where he's kind of sort of gone, oh wait, I do actually want to go and play in sort of South America-ish, where he's gone back over to Mexico, because that's where a lot of his roots originate, of course, because he's from Colombia, he's South American, he likes it over there, obviously. He converted a last-minute penalty to equaliser to Bristol City, obviously in that opening game of the season this season, and he made his final Hull City appearance to Plymouth Argyle away just a week or two ago now. We'd like to thank Óscar for his efforts during his time with the club and wish him well for his future. So, it's a bit of a it's one that's kind of been brewing in the pipeline for quite some time, really, since Liam Rosenior had his first full season in charge and he went out on loan to FC Metz. It was kind of written in the stars there. Okay, he's going out on loan to FC Metz if he does well over there. He possibly could have made a permanent move over there. Unfortunately, he got injured for a bit, and then by the time that he sort of got fit and was playing games again, he wasn't doing too much. So then the club, I think either Metz terminated it or Hull City recalled him as the deal for him to go over to Club Bahia emanated. He went over there, had a quite nice time over there, grabbing, I think, a hat-trick or two, grabbing goals and scoring penalties, and he seemed like he was loving life over in Club Bahia. Then he returned, obviously, to Hull City as we didn't have a striker, and his loan, I believe, ended over there. So he returned to Hull City with pre-season plans of being involved mainly in the squad. We didn't have a striker other than Óscar Estupiñán. Tim Walter spoke saying, yep, he's in the plans so far. But then, of course, as the transfer window emanated and as Mason Burstow and Chris Bedia came in, it seemed a bit certain that Óscar Estupiñán is going to lack game time, and really sort of spoke vocally about how much he loves playing in South America and how he wants to go and play over there, which is where this move to Mexico has probably emanated from. So it seems like a good move for Óscar Estupiñán if he's going to be a bench player, most likely, at Hull City, even if he was going to get any minutes at all, with the likes of Mason Burstow and Chris Bahia possibly favourites over him, especially as they get more grips with the Walter Ball style of play. It seemed like Óscar Estupiñán was not going to get the minutes that he probably wanted and that he probably deserves as a 27-year-old player. He has not got that long left of his career, has he? He's got probably a good 5 years worth of competitive football left in him, and he probably wants to be spending most of that time playing rather than watching, which I certainly know I would be if I was a 27-year-old striker that was the club's top scorer just a few seasons ago. So a fantastic move for Óscar Estupiñán. We've picked up money off the deal. Of course, it's an undisclosed fee. We'll obviously find out how much that deal has gone for, how much he's gone to Mexico for. It's another player off the wage bill. I presume he'll be taking a little bit of a chunk of the wage bill. Certainly for being a prolific goal scorer when we signed him, and of course in them early stages, because he'll still be on his first contract, I believe, when he signed with the club back in July 2022. So it's another person off the paying books, which of course balances out FFP, which we kind of have to stay loosely interested on over this summer. And of course the big money moving signings coming in, the big loan signings coming in, the Adrian Jali has promised, seems to be benefiting off this as well. So possibly a win-win transfer in all scenarios, and possibly the last departure Hull City will see this transfer window, as there's no more players really looking like they're going to move. Of course, there is the rumours about Giles going to Middlesbrough and all stuff like this. There's not that long left of the transfer window, and it seems like the Hull City drumming up more interest on possibly signing 3 or 4 more players before the deadline strikes and the big ding-dong shuts Hull City down for this transfer window. So it seems like all systems are a go at Hull City, and with the departure of Óscar Estupiñán, it just frees up another space within the squad, another person to put on the wage bill, and another transfer fee to hand over if it's needed. So all good moves in Hull City's camp, all good moves for Óscar Estupiñán, and wishing him all the best over in Mexico for Juárez, and hopefully he can have a nice time over there back in South America, which is the place that he loves. So that's it for this video. Make sure that you do like and subscribe. As I say, there is some big signings coming Hull City's way, reportedly, and you certainly do not want to miss out on all of them. So by liking and subscribing, you get up to date on everything Hull City. Of course, I do have my prediction and preview video coming out tomorrow, but possibly would be a signing before then. So make sure that you like and subscribe with notifications on so you do not miss out on anything Hull City, and I will see you in the next video. Up the Tigers!